And we're here with new UNOH men's golf coach, Dave Kortokrax. Congratulations, first of all, on the job.
Thank you.
Take me through what drew you to coming to UNOH? What enticed you to apply for the job and pursue it?
Well, I know that the university has been growing by leaps and bounds over the last 10 years. I am friends with a lot of the guys that are on the team currently.
Okay.
I'm a member at Delphus Country Club, and a lot of the kids are members out there as well.
Sure.
I actually knew the previous golf coach quite well as well. So it was interesting. I got a phone call from somebody that said, hey, this job's open. You might be interested in it. I kind of threw it around with my wife and threw my name in the hat and called Chris Adams, and the ball started rolling. And Chris called me and said, hey, can you come and meet with me and Dr. Jarvis? And here I am. I'm excited.
Great.
I'm excited.
Great. Why now? I mean, you haven't had any coaching experience before this. I know you're well versed in golf. You're very successful. But why start the coaching now? What drew you to that?
I've always liked the aspect of coaching. After I played college golf at Toledo, and after I left Toledo, I got into the golf industry. So I was exposed to teaching the game of golf to the members of the club that I was working at up in the Toledo market. And actually one of my boss at the time he ended up becoming the Toledo coach shortly after I left the country club, and then he moved on to coach at Notre Dame. And I've been around it, in playing college golf myself for 4 years. I've always wanted to give back to the game of golf.
Right.
And this opportunity came up. My kids are getting to the point where they're a little bit more self-sufficient than they were a few years back. And my wife and I have always talked about me, probably stepping into a coaching position somewhere along the lines.
Right.
Because I love the game of golf, and I just want to share what I know about the game of golf with other people. So this opportunity came up, and I'm very excited about it.
So that pretty much, I mean, a lot of people who have never coached before would be intimidated by the idea of it, but you've been around it. Yeah. You have the love for the game. So those are two really good first steps in overcoming any new feelings or any growing pains with stepping into coaching.
I'm nervous. Trust me. There's some nervousness there, but it's an excited nervousness because I don't have that coaching experience.
Okay.
And that's the only aspect of this job that I'm a little nervous about, because I don't have that coaching experience. But knowing 6 of the 11 guys that are on the team, I've been around them. I've interacted with them, and coaching them isn't, I don't think, going to be a huge issue. One of the other things that I'm a little nervous about is because I need to learn the ins and outs of coaching, and what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do, and how to recruit, and all of those things. So it's going to be it'll be interesting, but the team's looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to it. So
it segs nicely into my next question of the team. I mean, there's a lot of talent on this team. We'll start off with Keith Long, who's going to the national tournament here in a few months. And then, I mean, you've got some of the guys you were talking about that you probably know from Delphus, such as Austin Clarkson and Alex Odenweller and Warnicki. And, I mean, the list goes on. This is a very talented team. So to step into this situation as your first coaching job, that's got to make it a little bit easier for you as well.
A lot easier, yes. I'm very fortunate that Coach Kitchen has left me with the cupboards are not bare. I've heard that expression a lot, and they are not bare. With Keith going to nationals, hopefully the rest of the team will be going to nationals. We got the WAC championships coming up in May, and I was just talking to assistant coach Jeff Carey about setting up our spring schedule to make sure that these guys are prepared, because they're close.
Right.
Last year in the fall, the jamborees, there's 5 jamborees, and over the course of those 5 jamborees, they only lost out by 27 shots to host the WAC championships, which is in this spring. So being that close to hosting the tournament, they know they're there. Right. So it just takes a little bit of tweaking, and hopefully, with me spending a little bit more time than what Coach Kitchen had available, because, he was a full-time volleyball coach. So he was a little held back a little bit there, but hopefully with my schedule, I'm able to spend more time with the kids and helping them and instituting some different practice procedures and stuff like that.
Right.
We're going to be able to shave those shots that we need to shave to be able to go to nationals this spring.
Right. You just mentioned him, and let's touch on this because you just had a meeting with him. Jeff Carey.
Yes.
And you kind of mentioned, I know with Coach Kitchen, he was limited on his time because of his commitments to volleyball.
Yep.
So I think Jeff kind of stepped in and did a lot. So that's a
Yes.
great resource for you to have here as well. So
Yes.
talk a little bit about being able to use Jeff and what he knows about college coaching.
I'm going to use Jeff more than what he thinks I am going to use him because he's going to bring so much more to me as, not having any coaching experience. I mean, I'm going to use him as a crutch this first year for sure. Coming into the program, he was a little nervous, not knowing who was going to be the coach and whether he'd still stay on as the assistant. And I reassured him that, if I did get the job, this was in the interview on Monday, that you're going to be here. You're here to stay because I'm not going at this alone. I don't want to go in this blindfolded, so I'm going to need your help. And he did take a lot. He did do a lot of travel with the team in the fall because that's when Coach Kitchen's schedule was. The volleyball is a fall sport, so he was unable to, participate in those tournaments. So Jeff was the main guy. So I'm glad to have him on board.
Great. Well, we're glad to have you on board, Dave, and congratulations and thank you for your time.